mistakes. Marginalizing meaning reduce them to apathy and obedience. Allow them to participate in the political system, but as consumers, not as true participants. That is, allow them a method for ratifying decisions that are made by others, but eliminate the methods by which they might first inform themselves, second organize, and third act in such a way as to really control decision-making. That is, the idea is our leaders control us, not we control them. The doctrines of the Enlightenment held that individuals should be free from the coercion of concentrated power. The doctrines of the Enlightenment held that individuals should be free from the coercion of concentrated power.
In any system of government, as linguist Noam Chomsky suggests, individual must be free. Now, how do you define free? What is freedom? When asked such a question, most of us assign words like absolute liberty or free. Free as in being free to choose and do anything you want. Freedom or liberty is something that almost all desire, but hardly few attain. Freedom in its truest form is not possible. You are never truly free unless everyone around you is also free. Chances of that happening are very low, as it has always been that freedom to do something for one may possibly mean the contrary for the other. Philosophers have often approached the issue of human freedom from different angles. First, they often conceptualize freedom by the fact that if there are no constraints, what are you free from? Hence suggesting that constraints or limitations are a must in attaining any form of freedom. Secondly, political philosophers have mainly engaged in theorizing the concept of liberty. Political philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau, who notes that the real mystery of freedom is how we can be in chains and still regard ourselves as free. Now, what is this illusion? Is it even possible?
No, God!
Yes, it is.
No, God, please, no!
Let me explain. That illusion is what we know as the social contract, the agreement with which a person enters into a civil society. The contract is essentially a combination of culture and laws. In entering a civil society, people sacrifice the physical freedom of doing as they desire, but gain the civil freedom of being able to think and act rationally and morally. Highly submissive for the collective objective, yet individually free enough to bring a radical change. In most societies, people lack even this physical freedom. They are bound to obey an absolute king or government that is not accountable to individuals anyway. By proposing a social contract, Rousseau hopes to secure the civil freedom of such individuals who agree to not harm one's fellow citizens, be more moral and rational. Only by entering the social contract can we become fully human, fully free. Now, if we consider both points of view, we get the answer to the question, how can we attain such relative freedom? That is, by acknowledging the constraints, yet being aware of the collective freedom from oppression, being at liberty, yet also accepting the consequences of the decisions made through that freedom. We live in a plural society, where different ethnic groups or cultural traditions are observed, or in the political structure, where ethnic or cultural differences are reflected upon. A place where without acceptance of consequences, we are little more than animals, slaves to our own instincts and impulses, be it collective or individual. If great power comes with great responsibilities, then having responsibilities gives you the power to be free. Freedom is possible only by struggling for it constantly. Or, as Nietzsche likes to put it, freedom is the will to be responsible to ourselves.